Hi there guys, how's it going? So obviously it's game day, the final today against Chelsea. I don't really do game previews, so I won't be covering that as much. The only thing I will say is I have seen a few things flying around that Szoboszlai, Salah and Darwin have not travelled. I've also seen that Darwin is the most likely to be in the squad out of the three of them. But, we'll see what happens one way or another, guys. So, I'm looking forward to the game and I'll be watching it later on. So, yeah. Also, I'd like to give Martin Mason a massive thank you for the super thanks, I think it was, that you put on one of my videos. You did that the other day. So yeah, I appreciate that so much, mate. You obviously are a member of the channel as well, and you also went even a step further and did that as well. So, I just appreciate it so much, pal. Thank you so much for that. Now, this video, guys, I haven't done a paper talk video for a long time because there hasn't been anything really to touch on. But today in the Sunday papers, there is a few, well, I say a few, there's two articles I wanted to cover. And they're both about Xabi Alonso and Xabi Alonso alternatives. Now, I'll do the one in the Mirror first because this is the one that's not behind a paywall. And this is from Simon Mullock, the chief football writer at the Mirror. Doesn't say if it's the Sunday Mirror or what, it just says the Mirror. And basically it says here that Bayern Munich are prepared to break the bank to beat Liverpool to Xabi Alonso. The Bavarian Giants are ready to hand Alonso a staggering £20 million a year salary to leave Bayer Leverkusen in the summer, after announcing that Thomas Tuchel will step down as the coach at the end of the season. That would also make Alonso the highest paid boss in Bundesliga history, making him even a higher earner than Pep Guardiola was when he was at Bayern Munich. And although the 42-year-old Spaniard is unlikely to make money his number one priority, the huge financial package on offer at Bayern will crank up the pressure on Liverpool as they search for a successor for Jurgen Klopp. Klopp will leave Anfield at the end of the season and is paid around $15 million a year. Alonso is viewed by many at Liverpool as the perfect fit. Alonso once turned down the opportunity to work on Guardiola's coaching staff at Man City and is regarded the hottest coaching prospect in the game. The Spaniard earns around $5 million a year at the moment at Leverkusen, and that's half of what Tuchel is paid in Munich when the bonuses are factored in. And that's basically, is there anything else but that? Scroll down a bit more. That's it, guys. Basically just saying that the Bayern are basically ready to make Alonso the highest paid coach in Bundesliga history. Now, what do you think about that, guys? I've seen a few people messaging me saying that this is like a fact, but it is written by the chief football writer, so you may have heard that from somewhere. But because this is not coming from Germany, I don't really put much credence behind it and much credibility. So I just thought I'd bring it to your attention because I know there's a few people talking about it now. This next one is on the Telegraph, and this is behind a paywall, and it's from Simon Wallace, who again is the chief football writer at the Telegraph. And this is titled "Liverpool Eye Ruben Amorim and Julian Nagelsmann as Xabi Alonso alternatives." And then I must go into it here, guys. Just bear with me a moment. Where's that gone now? Here we go. So, Liverpool have identified Ruben Amorim and Julian Nagelsmann as potential alternatives should the club be unable to persuade their chief target, Xabi Alonso, to take the job in the summer. Liverpool are in the Carabao Cup final on Sunday against Chelsea, with time ticking down on Jurgen Klopp's era in charge. His decision in November to step down at the end of the season with 2 years remaining on his contract has meant that FSG are now deep into the research for a new manager. Again, that's another date. I did a video back the other day where someone mentioned Simon Hughes at The Athletic said that it was in October that the decision was made. And then I think Pep Linders in his pre-match conference for the final basically said that they made the decision in the summer. So what is it, guys? What is it? What's going on here? Alonso, 42, is the standout candidate with his Bayer Leverkusen team, who lead the Bundesliga, winning again on Friday night, setting a new record in Germany with 33 games unbeaten. Liverpool are by no means assured of persuading Alonso, who has other options including staying at Leverkusen and going to Bayern Munich. Ruben Amorim is contracted for another 2 seasons after this summer at Sporting, and Liverpool would have to pay compensation. The 39-year-old has Sporting back in the title race this season, where they are challenging Benfica at the top of the table. He has emerged as one of Europe's brightest young coaches and has been considered before for jobs in the Premier League. He performs well in data that measures the value added by a manager to a squad in terms of fees and wages spent. Just want to mention something on Ruben Amorim as well. There is links there with Liverpool and his agency, because he has the same agent or agency as Luis Diaz at Liverpool. Another thing as well, Liverpool have been scouting Sporting Lisbon a lot this summer and this season as well, in regards to Inacio, the centre-back, Diao Mendy, the centre-back, and I'm sure there's someone else that was at Sporting that Liverpool were looking at as well. There's like Goncalves. They looked at him in the past as well, guys. So there is something there in regards to Ruben Amorim and Liverpool. So we'll have to just wait and see if that's the case of thing. Next up, Julian Nagelsmann, 36, the youngest out of the three of these, is out of contract with the German Football Association after this summer's European Championships. Although he would only be available following Germany's elimination, despite the abrupt end to his charge of Bayern in March last year, he remains a highly rated coach in terms of his performance relative to squad and spending. It was on a similar model that Klopp was identified as the best option for Liverpool when FSG first tried to appoint him in 2012 and then again in 2015. Alonso is contracted with until 2026 at Leverkusen, which means that FSG are necessarily looking at alternatives. In 2015, it was Michael Edwards, the technical director, and Ian Graham, then the director of research, who created the model by which a manager's record was tested relative to spending power and profile of the squads at their disposal. The club are currently in the process of appointing a new sporting director, and the current director of research is Will Spearman. Now, on the sporting director, I think David Ornstein mentioned the other day that he thinks that the sporting director will be in charge by the end of March. I had a look the other day and I have not loaded it up. And there is an international break in March. Now, some clubs do normally do things during the international break. So I thought I'd just quickly look at the dates now so I don't tell you them wrong. But I think it's like the 17th to the 28th of March. Let's have a quick look here, guys. Let's have a look. So I don't tell you, I'm sure it's something like that. It's like the second to last week of March. Yeah, 18th to the 26th of March. That's when the next international break is. So I would not be surprised if we hear of a sporting director announcement around then. It's just a gut feeling I've got, guys. And then next up, just obviously with the Amorim stuff, I've mentioned the Luis Diaz. Nagelsmann, his contract is up, is the youngest one out of them all. They wouldn't have to pay a release clause, where I think with Amorim it's about £20 million, or is that euros? And then Alonso you'd think would be around about the same as well. So I know a lot of fans are thinking that it's going to be Alonso. Like, I kind of think it might be Alonso as well. But the fact that we're seeing these two articles today, where one's saying that Bayern are going to offer Alonso a shitload of money, and then the next one is that Liverpool are looking at alternatives, which they would do anyway, just in case it does fall back. I don't know, guys. I am getting a little bit of doubt in regards to Alonso. I am. But I still think he's like the number one. The Amorim stuff, if you believe certain rumours and that, he does not want to speak about this till the end of the season, which is kind of putting him down in Liverpool's estimations. And then Julian Nagelsmann is also preparing for a tournament in the summer, so is he really going to want to be distracted by this? I don't know, guys. This summer's going to be really, really weird being a Liverpool fan. We're going to wait a long time, I reckon, still from now to hear about a manager appointment. We've got the contracts for Mo Salah, Van Dijk and Trent. Like, what's going on in that situation? This is really the last window where we could get any money for them free if we were going to sell them. There's going to be a new style of play that the players are going to have to get used to. There's a European football tournament to take into consideration, which is going to delay some players coming back to pre-season. There's a lot going on this summer, guys. There really is a lot. But let's focus, obviously, at the moment on what we can control, which is the game today. So, yeah, guys, I will leave the video there. Leave me a comment down below. Do you think there's anything in any of this in regards to Amorim and Nagelsmann? What are your thoughts on Bayern Munich potentially making Xabi Alonso the highest paid player in Bundesliga history? Leave me a comment down below, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.